The barn was cold that morning. Marcus stood in the doorway and watched the sun rise slowly over the Texas hills. He was only 17 years old, but his heart already felt tired. His hands were rough from hard work, and his clothes smelled like hay and honest sweat. He loved this smell. It meant something. It meant care. It meant love for the animals that could not speak. Marcus walked slowly into the barn. His boots made soft sounds on the wooden floor. The horses inside knew the sound of his steps. They waited for him every morning. This was his job, his responsibility, his life. His father had taught him that a man's word was everything. When you make a promise to an animal, you keep it no matter what happens, no matter how tired you are, no matter how hard it gets. "Good morning, girls," Marcus said softly to the horses. His voice was quiet but kind. The horses turned their heads to look at him. Their eyes were big and dark and full of hope. They believed Marcus would take care of them. They had no other choice. They lived because he woke up early every morning. They lived because he worked hard every single day. This knowledge made Marcus feel very serious about his job. He walked from stall to stall, checking each horse. He looked at their eyes, their legs, their stomachs. He was looking for anything wrong, anything hurt, anything that needed help. His father had taught him to notice small things. Small problems become big problems if you ignore them. This was the way of ranching. This was the way of caring for living creatures who depended on you. When Marcus reached the last stall, something made him stop. Duchess was standing in a strange way. She was not standing normally. Her weight was all on her front legs. Her back legs seemed weak. Her head was down. Her breathing was fast and hard, not the normal easy breathing of a sleeping horse. Marcus felt something cold move through his chest. He knew this feeling. It was the feeling of fear. "Duchess?" Marcus said. His voice was not normal now. He opened the stall door quickly and walked to the horse. Duchess did not move. She did not come to him like she always did. She just stood there, breathing hard. Marcus put his hands on Duchess very carefully. He was 17 years old, but he had the hands of someone much older. He had learned how to touch a horse so it felt safe, so it understood he was trying to help. He ran his fingers down her front left leg. The leg was hot. It was very hot. He pressed gently, and Duchess jumped back in pain. She made a small sound, a sound of hurt that broke Marcus's heart. "No," Marcus whispered. "Please, no." He knew what this meant. He had read about broken bones in horses. He had studied because his father said that knowledge was power. A broken leg in a horse could mean only one thing. It could mean the end. It could mean death. Marcus ran out of the barn. He ran to find his father. His father was in the office, sitting at the old desk, covered with papers and bills, and the business of running a ranch. His father looked up when Marcus came in. He saw his son's face, and he knew something was very wrong. "It's Duchess," Marcus said. His voice was shaking. "Something is very wrong with Duchess." His father stood up without saying anything. This was the kind of man he was. He did not waste time with questions. He just moved. The two of them walked back to the barn together. Marcus showed his father the horse's strange position. The hot leg, the way Duchess would not move. His father examined Duchess for a long time. His face became harder and harder. Marcus could see his father thinking. His father's eyes were sad. This was the worst sign of all. His father was never sad. His father faced problems like a strong tree faces wind. But now his father was sad. "We need to call the veterinarian," his father said. "We need to call right now." The waiting was the hardest part. Marcus sat in the barn with Duchess. He put his hand on her neck. He talked to her. He told her about his day at school. He told her about his physics class, where they were learning about forces in motion. He told her about his friends. He told her everything, because he knew that his voice made her feel less afraid. "You are going to be okay," Marcus said. He said this over and over. "You are going to be okay, Duchess." I am here with you. I will not leave you. I promise you. I promise. Duchess looked at him with her big eyes. There was pain in those eyes, but there was also trust. She believed Marcus. She believed him because Marcus had always kept his promises. Every single day for 8 years, Marcus had kept his word to this horse. He had fed her. He had given her clean water. He had brushed her coat until it shone. He had held her when she was sick. He had stood with her through winter and summer and spring and fall. When the veterinarian finally arrived, Marcus could hear the words she said. He could hear her voice explaining that the bone was broken. He could hear her using words like prognosis and suffering and humane. He could hear her saying that maybe the best thing was to stop the pain by ending the life. Marcus was only 17 years old. He was just a boy. But in that moment, something changed in him. Something grew up very fast. He looked at Duchess. He looked at her eyes. He saw her looking back at him, waiting for him to decide her future. And Marcus made a promise. He made a promise that maybe was crazy, maybe was impossible, maybe could not be kept. But he made it anyway, because that was who he was. That was who his father had taught him to be. No, Marcus said. His voice was small, but it was strong. We are not giving up on her. I will fix her. I will heal her. I will make her better again. Just give me time. Please give me time. His father looked at his son. For the first time, his father saw that his son was not a boy anymore. Something in those words, something in the way Marcus spoke them, showed that this young man meant every single word. And his father, who understood the language of promises and responsibility, slowly nodded his head. The first night was the longest night of Marcus's life. He did not go to bed. He could not sleep. He sat in the barn with Duchess, watching her in the darkness. The barn was lit only by one light bulb that hung from the ceiling. The shadows moved like ghosts around them. Duchess stood in her stall, her breathing still fast and hard. Sometimes she tried to move, and the pain made her cry out. When she cried, Marcus's chest hurt like someone was squeezing his heart. I know it hurts, Marcus whispered to the horse. I know you are scared, but I am here. I will not leave you. He sat on an old wooden bench outside her stall. His phone sat next to him. He had searched for hours on the internet. He had read about horse leg injuries. He had read about compound fractures. He had read about recovery times and treatment options. Some websites said horses like Duchess could recover. Some websites said it was impossible. Marcus chose to believe the ones that said recovery was possible. His father found him there at 4 a.m. The old man brought 2 cups of hot coffee and sat down next to his son without speaking. They sat together in the darkness, father and son, both thinking about the Mare and what tomorrow would bring. Your mother is worried about you, his father said finally. His voice was quiet and kind. I cannot leave her, Marcus said. If I leave, she will think I abandoned her. His father understood. This was the kind of understanding that only came from a lifetime of caring for animals. His father had made promises just like this. His father had sat with dying animals and held their heads and whispered to them in the darkness. His father knew that Marcus was not crazy. Marcus was just learning what it meant to be truly responsible for another living being. The veterinarian said, it is a very bad break, his father said. She said even if the horse lives, she may never be the same. I know, Marcus said. He was quiet for a moment. But she deserves a chance. She deserves more than just giving up. His father put his hand on his son's shoulder. He did not say anything else. But that hand on Marcus's shoulder meant everything. It meant his father believed in him. It meant his father would help him. The next morning, Marcus woke up because the sun was in his eyes. He had fallen asleep on the bench, his head against the wall of the barn. His neck was stiff and his back hurt. He did not care. He looked at Duchess. She was sleeping, standing up the way horses do. This was good. If she was sleeping, she was not in as much pain. Marcus got up slowly and went to feed her. He gave her special food that was easy to eat and easy to digest. He gave her fresh water. He checked her injured leg carefully. The swelling was very bad. The leg was purple and black with bruising. It looked terrible. It looked like a leg that should not be saved. But Marcus looked at it anyway. He looked at it and he made a plan. Over the next week, Marcus changed his entire life. He stopped going to parties with his friends. He stopped going to movies. He even stopped playing football, a sport he loved. His girlfriend, a girl named Sarah, who he had dated for 8 months, came to see him one afternoon. "You are never around anymore," Sarah said. She was angry and sad at the same time. "You are always at this barn with this horse. I am your girlfriend. Do you not care about me?" Marcus did not know how to explain it to her. How could he tell her that he had made a promise? How could he tell her that a promise to an animal was as important as a promise to a person? How could he tell her that Duchess could not choose to leave him, but Sarah could choose to understand? He was only 17. He did not have the words to explain his heart. "I am sorry," he said, "but I cannot leave her right now. She needs me." Sarah left that afternoon. Marcus watched her car drive away. He felt sad, but he also felt something else. He felt strong. He felt like he was doing something that mattered. He felt like he was becoming someone important, even though he was just a teenager fixing a broken horse dot at school. The other students did not understand. They made jokes about Marcus. They said he cared more about a horse than about people. They said he was strange and crazy. Marcus did not care what they said. He knew something they did not know. He knew that when you make a promise, you keep it no matter what people think. Every afternoon after school, Marcus went directly to the barn. He did not go home. He did not eat dinner with his family. He went to Duchess. He had a notebook where he wrote down everything. He wrote down when she ate. He wrote down how much water she drank. He wrote down the swelling in her leg. He wrote down if the swelling was better or worse than the day before. He started researching rehabilitation techniques. He talked to the veterinarian, Dr. Morrison, and asked her 1,000 questions. He asked her how to help the horse build strength without hurting the broken bone. He asked her what exercises were safe. He asked her what diet would help the healing. Dr. Morrison was surprised by this boy's dedication. Most people would have given up. Most people would have listened to her advice and put the horse down. But this boy was different. This boy had a fire in his eyes. This boy had made a promise. Marcus created a special walking path in the pasture. He cleared it carefully, removing rocks and sticks that might hurt Duchess's feet. He walked with her every day, leading her slowly down this path. At first, she could only walk a few steps before the pain made her stop. But Marcus was patient. He talked to her. He told her she was strong. He told her she could do it. He told her that every single step was helping her heal. 3 weeks after the injury, something amazing happened. Duchess took 5 steps without stopping. She took 5 complete steps. Then she took 5 more. Marcus felt tears running down his face. He was crying in the barn, holding the Mare's neck, saying, thank you, over and over again. That night, Marcus called his father to come to the barn. He showed his father how Duchess could walk better. He showed his father the progress in the notebook. He showed his father the special path he had made. His father looked at all of this, and for the first time since the injury, his father smiled. "You are doing something impossible," his father said. "But you are doing it anyway. This is what it means to be a man. This is what it means to keep your promises." Marcus hugged his father. He was still just a boy in some ways. But in other ways, he was becoming something much stronger. He was becoming someone who did not accept the word impossible. He was becoming someone who believed that love and hard work could change things that seemed unchangeable. And Duchess was getting better, one day at a time. one step at a time, one impossible promise at a time. By the 6th week, everyone at school knew about Marcus and his horse. Some people thought he was crazy. Some people thought he was wonderful. Marcus did not care what anyone thought. He had stopped caring about other people's opinions the day he made his promise to Duchess. His best friend, a boy named Tommy who had known Marcus since kindergarten, tried to talk to him one day at lunch. "Man, you are missing everything," Tommy said. "We won the football game on Friday. We could have used you. The team is not the same without you." Marcus was eating his lunch quickly so he could finish school and get to the barn. He did not even taste the food. Food was just fuel now. The only thing that mattered was getting to Duchess. "I am sorry," Marcus said, "but the team will be fine without me." "Duchess cannot be fine without me." Tommy shook his head. "You have changed, brother. You are different now. A month ago, you were just a normal guy. Now you are like obsessed with this horse." Marcus put down his sandwich. He looked at his old friend seriously. "A living creature is depending on me to stay alive. How can I think about football when someone needs me? How can I play games when I made a promise?" Tommy did not understand. Not many people did. But Marcus had learned that not everyone was meant to understand everything. Some people understood love. Some people understood responsibility. Some people understood promises. And if Tommy did not understand, that was okay. Marcus would keep his promise anyway. The 2nd month of Duchess's recovery was harder than the 1st month. This was something Marcus had not expected. He thought that because she was getting better, things would get easier. But they did not. They got harder. At week 8, Duchess got a fever. Her temperature went up very high. She would not eat. She stood in her stall and shook. Marcus was terrified. He called the veterinarian in the middle of the night. He was crying when he talked to her. "Is she going to die?" Marcus asked. His voice was shaking with fear. "Is she going to die now?" Dr. Morrison came to the barn at 2 in the morning. She examined Duchess carefully. She took blood samples. She checked everything. When she was finished, she looked at Marcus with a serious face. "She has an infection," Dr. Morrison said. "This is common with fractures. The wound can get infected very easily. We need to start her on antibiotics immediately." "Will she live?" Marcus asked. That was the only question that mattered. "I do not know yet," Dr. Morrison said honestly. "She is very sick, but she is strong, and she has someone fighting for her. Sometimes that is what makes the difference." Marcus did not sleep for 3 days. He sat with Duchess, watching her breathe. He gave her the medicine on time, every single time. He cooled her down with wet cloths when her fever got too high. He talked to her constantly, telling her she could not give up now. They had come so far. They could not stop now. On the 3rd day, Duchess's fever started to come down. She began to eat a little bit. She looked at Marcus with her big eyes and nickered softly. It was a small sound, but to Marcus it sounded like hope that his mother found him in the barn that afternoon. She brought him clean clothes and food. She sat down next to him on the hay. "Your father told me about the fever," she said. "I was so worried about you." "I am okay," Marcus said. He was very tired. Dark circles hung under his eyes like bruises. "Duchess is going to be okay. That is what matters." His mother looked at her son. She barely recognized him. Her 17-year-old boy looked like a man now. His face was serious. His eyes were old. He had been through something hard, and it had changed him. "You love this horse very much," his mother said. It was not a question. "Yes," Marcus said. "I love her more than I thought I would love anything, and she is depending on me. How can I not give her everything?" By week 10, Duchess was walking almost normally again. The swelling in her leg was much smaller. The bruising was fading from purple and black to yellow and green. Marcus's detailed notebook showed clear progress. Every single page showed that Duchess was getting stronger. Marcus started a new exercise program with her. He had researched it carefully. He introduced her to a therapeutic pool that Dr. Morrison had helped him create. It was not a big pool, but it was enough. When Duchess walked in the water, it helped her build strength without putting full weight on the injured leg. The water was cool, and it helped reduce the swelling. Marcus would stand in the water with Duchess, holding her, encouraging her to walk through the water. Sometimes she was scared. Sometimes she did not want to do it. But Marcus was patient. He talked to her. He told her that he understood she was scared, but she was brave, and she could do this. One day, something beautiful happened. Marcus was leading Duchess through the water, and she suddenly seemed to understand that the water was helping her. She started moving on her own. She started walking without needing Marcus to guide her so much. She even started to seem like she was enjoying it. Her ears perked up. Her eyes got brighter. Marcus stood in the water and watched his horse move with more strength and confidence than she had shown since the injury. He could not help it. He cried. He cried hard, standing in the water, watching Duchess heal. That night, he called his father to come see. His father watched Duchess in the water. He watched his son with the horse. He watched the love between them. He watched the impossible becoming possible. "You did this," his father said. "You saved her life. A veterinarian said she should die, and you said no. And you were right." Marcus shook his head. "We did this together, Duchess and me. She wanted to live, and I wanted her to live. That is what saved her." By week 12, Duchess was walking in the pasture for long periods without pain. She was eating well. She was gaining weight back. Her coat was shining again. She looked like herself again, except for the slight stiffness in her front left leg that might never completely go away. Marcus's school grades had suffered. His teachers had noticed. They called his parents for a conference. But when they heard what Marcus had been doing, when they understood his dedication and his love for this animal, they were impressed. They told him that what he was learning in the barn was more important than any grade he could get in their classes. Marcus was no longer the regular 17-year-old who went to parties and played football. He was someone who had learned about love and responsibility and promises. He was someone who had looked at something impossible and decided to try anyway. And Duchess was alive because of him. By the 4th month, something incredible was happening. Duchess was not just surviving. She was truly healing. The compound fracture that everyone said would end her life was mending. The broken bone was getting stronger every single day. Marcus could see it in the way she moved. He could see it in the way she stood. He could see it in her eyes, which were bright and full of hope again. Marcus had kept his promise. 3 months had passed, and Duchess was alive. More than alive, she was getting better. But Marcus did not stop working. He did not say, "Okay, I fixed her. Now I can go back to my normal life." Instead, he worked even harder. He wanted Duchess to be completely healed. He wanted her to be as good as she was before the injury. One Saturday morning in April, Marcus's father asked him to do something. The old man led another horse to the riding ring. This horse was named Bear. He was a calm, gentle horse that Marcus had grown up with. His father looked at Marcus with serious eyes. "It is time," his father said. "It is time for you to ride again." Marcus did not understand at first. "I do not have time to ride. I have to be with Duchess." "No," his father said. "Listen to me. Duchess needs to see you do normal things again. She needs to understand that life is going on. And you need to remember that you are a person too, not just someone who takes care of a horse." Marcus's father was wise. He understood things that Marcus was too tired to understand. So Marcus got on Bear, the calm horse, and rode around the ring while his father watched. It felt strange to be riding again. His body felt weak. His legs felt tired, but it also felt good. It felt like he was remembering a part of himself that he had forgotten. As Marcus rode in circles around the ring, something amazing happened. Duchess came to the fence. She watched Marcus ride. She nickered softly. She made a small sound that sounded almost like she was saying hello. Marcus felt his heart do a strange thing inside his chest. He felt love pour out of him like water. This horse had almost died. This horse was supposed to be gone. But here she was, watching him ride, alive and healing. After that day, Marcus started riding again. Not much, just a little bit. He would ride bare for 30 minutes while Duchess watched. He did this twice a week, and something interesting happened. As Marcus rode, Duchess seemed to get better faster. Maybe she was happy to see him doing something he loved. Maybe she felt less alone when she saw him enjoying life. Maybe horses understand more than people think they understand. By week 14, Marcus did something dangerous. Something that Dr. Morrison had warned him not to do too soon. He saddled Duchess. His father was working in the barn that day. He saw what Marcus was doing, and he came over. For a moment, Marcus thought his father would stop him, but his father just watched. He did not say anything. He just watched. Marcus led Duchess to the riding ring. She walked beside him calmly. She did not seem afraid. It was as if she knew what was about to happen. It was as if she trusted Marcus completely, and she did. She had learned to trust him over these 4 months. She had learned that when Marcus said something, it was true. Marcus stood next to Duchess for a long time. He just held her. He did not move. He did not try to get on her. He just stood there with his forehead against her forehead. He talked to her very quietly. "You have been so brave," he said. "You are the strongest horse I have ever known. I am sorry I have to ask you to do this. I am sorry I have to put weight on your injured leg. But I have to know if you are ready. I have to know if you are really healing." Duchess did not move. She stood still, listening to Marcus's voice. Very slowly, Marcus got on Duchess. He put his left foot in the stirrup and swung his right leg over her back. For a moment, he just sat there. He sat on the horse that was supposed to be dead. He sat on the horse that everyone said should have been put down. He sat on this horse, and he felt tears running down his face. His father stood at the fence, watching. His father was crying too. Marcus pressed gently with his heels. Duchess took one step, then another step, then another. She walked slowly around the ring. She was limping slightly. Her front left leg, the injured leg, was not quite as strong as the others. But she was walking. She was carrying Marcus's weight. She was doing it. Marcus rode Duchess around the ring very slowly. He did not ask her to go fast. He did not ask her to do anything difficult. He just rode her, and he cried, and he felt more grateful than he had ever felt in his entire life. When he finally stopped and got down from Duchess, his legs were shaking. His whole body was shaking. He put his arms around the horse's neck, and he held her like he would never let her go. That night, Marcus wrote in his notebook. He wrote, "Today, Duchess carried me on her back. Today, the impossible became real. Today, my promise came true." But the healing was not finished. Marcus kept working with Duchess. He rode her slowly every few days. He watched her leg carefully for any sign of swelling or problems. He gave her special food to help her strength. He walked with her. He loved her. By week 16, something strange happened. People started coming to see Duchess. A neighbor heard about the horse that was supposed to die, but was now alive and being ridden again. She told someone else. That person told someone else. Soon, people were coming to the barn to see the miracle horse and the teenage boy who had saved her. A local newspaper sent a reporter. The reporter wanted to write a story about Marcus and Duchess. Marcus did not want to be famous. He did not care about being in the newspaper. But his father encouraged him to do the interview. His father said that telling the story might help other people understand that giving up is not always the answer. Marcus told the reporter everything. He told her about the day Duchess got injured. He told her about Dr. Morrison saying the horse should be put down. He told her about his promise. He told her about the fever and the walking in the water and the slow, impossible recovery. The reporter listened carefully. When Marcus was finished, she had tears in her eyes. "You were only 17 years old," she said. "How did you have the strength to do this?" Marcus thought about this question. He looked out at Duchess, who was standing in the pasture, eating grass, strong and alive and beautiful. "I did not have the strength," Marcus said finally. "Duchess had the strength. I just loved her and helped her. That is all I did. But sometimes love is enough. Sometimes when you believe in something, you can make it real." The newspaper article came out the next week. It had a big picture of Marcus and Duchess together. The headline said, "Local boy saves horse's life through love and hard work." Marcus's life changed after that. People started calling the ranch, asking if Marcus could help their injured horses. His school gave him special permission to work with Duchess instead of going to some classes. His teachers understood that he was learning something more important than what they could teach him. And Duchess was alive. She was strong. She was healed. The impossible had become possible because a 17-year-old boy had believed in it and refused to give up.